Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom system. We defeated one of the 4 lieutenants of the Emperor, the demon Astaroth. Now it's time for us to go through the other 3 doors and take out the remaining 3 henchmen. So, they will be guarding some treasure. Luckily though, the best treasure in the game will not be guarded by someone, so... Well, I guess it could technically be guarded by someone if we run into the 1 in 64 chance of the Iron Giant, the kind of optional super boss in this game. He's kind of like the war mech of this game, so... But easier than the war mech. So, yeah, he can appear anywhere on this floor and on the next floor. So there's crystal floor, and then there's like an orange room type floor. So he can appear on either of them, but no matter where, what floor he appears on or what room, still a 1 in 64 chance. So yeah, if you want to find him, you're gonna have to be doing some wandering around. So, but basically the equipment we'll be picking up here is the Genji gear, which is basically the best armor in terms of physical defense. But it's a heavy armor, so it really hurts your evasion if you don't have a lot of agility. And it doesn't. They do give some status, not status. They give status protections. I was trying to say they don't give any what you call it, stat bonuses, so you're not gonna get like plus 10 agility, plus 10 strength from using them. But they do confer some status bonuses or status protections. So, for instance, the Genji gloves protect you from mind elemental spells. The Genji helm protects you from matter elemental spells, and the Genji armor protects you from death. So, I guess it could be a pretty good set of equipment to use, say with the Dragon Shield. The Dragon Shield gives you the fire, lightning, poison, and ice resistance. So if you have the Dragon Shield equipped, you'll basically have 7 of the resistances. The only one that you'll be missing would be body. So just to be transformed into like a toad. So, but we will not be using the Genji armor. A lot of people figure, since Leon has a lot of people play the game, figure that since Leon has kind of a low evade because he doesn't have really high shield ranks, he's a good candidate to get all the Genji armor, because it gives him a bunch of defense. So even though he won't be evading attacks, if he gets hit, he won't take a lot of damage because the defensive power is so great. So, for instance, the Dragon armor, the one that Booker has 50 defensive power. Physical defense. The Genji armor has 25 more. The Genji gloves has 20 more defense than the next best thing, the Diamond gloves. And the Genji helm has 13 more defensive power than the next best helm, the Diamond helm. So if you add all the Genji gear up, you get 150 defensive power. So that'll protect against most things. Like I said, Beelzebub here won't be able to hurt you because he has only 150 attack unless he critical hits you. So, but yeah, Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. I had to read that book in grade school. I think in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade. I had to read that book. So. Was a weird book, so I'd probably enjoy it a little bit more if I read it now that I'm a better reader and could better understand like themes that you know, authors were going for. But yep, good old Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. So another monster taken from Dungeons and Dragons. So, but not too much really special about him. So, like I said, a lot of them are using elemental attacks, and we have protection from that. The only time that the elemental attacks can really hurt is if they're single targeted, like kind of what happened there with Maxine there. But even then, they're not going to really put us in any danger. Fess can more than heal up a single targeted elemental attack. And plus our agility is so great that for the most part we're outspeeding the enemies too, so. Got our Osmos level up there. So, yep, so all our support spells are at 4, all our elementals are 8. Flair's still working on that, so. To save some backtracking, we use our warp. The third door is the one we're going to go through eventually. We just went into that one first because we wanted to get that ribbon. So, but the first door is the one that's going to have the best treasure in it, but it's also the longest path. So I'm just going to go from right to left here, skipping of course the third door because that'll be the last one we'll go in to continue onward in our journey. But good old friend, the ice lizard there. That rare encounter back in the Mysidia Tower on the ice, the upper floors. We got lucky that we ran into it there, so I could show off the stats there. But we only have really, well, other than the Iron Giant, we only have one more random encounter enemy to run into. So yeah, most of the bestiary is filled out. Got, like I said, the Emperor, the Iron Giant, and a regular encounter, and then 2 more of the sub-boss of the little lieutenants. So, the bestiary is almost wrapped up. So, but of course, this game doesn't track, you know, the monsters you defeated. Like I said, future updates. They do track, you know, the monster completion. They have a bestiary built into the game to, I guess, let you see the monster stats and see what they drop and stuff like that. So if you're planning a future playthrough, you know, you can see who you want to farm, who drops good items and stuff like that. So I think in the Final Fantasy games, I think they automatically fill up. Like, that's the annoying thing about, like, Dragon Quest. I was playing Dragon Quest 7 and 8 for the DS, and you have to, like, get the items to drop for it to fill out in the bestiary. So, and some of those items are, like, 1 in 256 chance. It takes forever. Yeah, and you're not guaranteed, you know, in 256 fights to have them drop an item, so I was trying to farm this one item from an enemy, and I think it had like defeated like 1,000 plus of them, and still didn't get the item dropped. And the problem is, like, the problem with the Dragon Quest games, the reason why I just kind of quit it was, you know, it would take forever to get all that stuff, and a lot of the 256 items aren't all that good. You know, you can buy them in stores, so I don't know why they have such a terrible drop rate, but I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, if I keep playing this and doing all this, it's going to take me, you know, years, and I don't have time to do all that, so time is our greatest gift. We only have so much of it, so if you're spending some of your time here to watch my playthroughs, I appreciate it, so thank you kindly. Hope that they're entertaining for you and give you some good hints if you're playing these old games. Not sure that there's a lot of people playing these old games, you know, but hey, if you... retros tends to be the craze right now, so... But... I just watched an interesting documentary on Nintendo Quest. It was a guy's 30-day quest to get all the Nintendo games, a copy of all the games released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, without using eBay. He didn't finish it though, but he got like most of them, and then he went back and did it later. He finished getting, you know, I think the final like 20 some off of eBay, except for the last one because he wanted to have a story with it. So, all right, another enemy here, Tiamat. So, returning for Fiend from the first game. She was the Fiend of Wind in the first game. So, the last of the elemental fiends that you normally fight. So, like I said, after you defeat the Earth Fiend, you can technically defeat any of the fiends in that game in any order after that. So, but you have to defeat the Earth Fiend first to get the canoe from the old man in Crescent Lake. And with the canoe, then you can end up getting the floater from the ice cave, and then with the floater, that opens up the airship. And with the airship, then you can get to any of the fiends. But in terms of difficulty, you know, and hit points and stats, Tiamat is the fourth fiend. Also, the fourth fiend you would fight like when you're going down the elemental floors in the Temple of Fiends in the past. So, you go check out one of my playthroughs in that. Once again, there's ratty heroes in that playthrough. We have the first one, Marty the Red Mage, Marty Mouse the Red Mage, Milo the Black Wizard, Wibbly the Black Belt, and Fibs the White Mage. And then the next playthrough is Albert and Bees the Fighters, and Chip and Nichols the Thieves, who class change into Knights and Ninjas. First group does not class change, because I like the sprites on that one better, so. But I like this Tiamat sprite. Pretty neat. I just, other than the body being missing, but very fierce looking. You don't have the Bane Sword like in the first Final Fantasy to instantly defeat Tiamat. In that game, Tiamat can be defeated instantly by the Bane Sword, the Poison Smoke, or the Brack spell, which turns it into stone. But here we're just gonna have to beat her up with swords and axes. There we go. That's with the final critical hit. Taking the Fiend down now, and zero gold, which means you're going to get one of the items that she drops. And it's a pretty lousy one, the Life Spell. So, no point in having that, so we already got life on 3 of our characters, so Booker and Leon just got it, just for safety, just in case, you know. Although we do have Phoenix Downs to revive Fess if he gets knocked out, but with our evasion, not likely to happen, so. Alright, let's keep going here. We're going to get the last of the treasures here. One of them is very, very well hidden, so. And hey, here's our last random encounter enemy, or normal random encounter enemy, like I said, not counting the Iron Giant. The Beast Demon spellcasters here, but other than that, not too difficult. So, like I said, 1,000 hit points. Most of our characters should be able to cut through that with just one attack. So, the only one who might need some help would be like Fess. He can work on his holy. But yeah, Booker and Leon should be able to finish these guys off. So, there's the Dispel that reduces, like I said, can take off some of your resistances that your characters have, depending on how many times it hits. So, as you can see, Maxine and Leon, they got hit quite a few times with it. So their resistances are down. But I don't think these guys are going to last long enough to cast some spells on us, because like I said, Booker and Leon should be able to finish them off fairly easily. And one that Fess and Maxine were working on is pretty low, that one more hit from anybody will finish it off. be it a holy spell, a flare spell, or the sword and sword axe combo of Booker and Leon, respectively. So, alrighty. Another enemy knocked down. Let's get some spirit. So the treasure chest is up in the upper left, but we're going to avoid it for right now because there's a hidden treasure in a hidden room over to the right first. That treasure chest to the left, that contains another piece of Genji gear. We're going to have to fight another boss monster. So instead we're going to head over to the secret room to the right, and there is the best sword in the game, the Maxine. And that'll end up going on Fess. And the reason it's going on Fess and not Booker is because the Maxine has 0 magic penalty to it. So, and it's whatchamacallit, it's strong, it's whatchamacallit, it has an attack of 150, Excalibur has an attack of 100, so, but it's really more like only 30 more attack power than the Excalibur, because Excalibur has elemental attacks for body, death, fire, ice, lightning, basically all the elemental attacks, and it's also effective against dragons, giants, spellcasters, undead, and werebeasts. So pretty much like every enemy in the game is weak to the Excalibur, which means that the attack power of the Excalibur is effectively 120 against most enemies. The Excalibur has a 30% magic penalty, and that, you know, can, even though Fess is going to get more than 99 spirit with the white robe, it's going to overflow his spirit. We still want to avoid as much penalty as possible, so with the Maxine and the Mangosh knife, he's only going to have a 5% penalty to his magic, but I think he'll end up with a spirit of 104, so he really has like 99%, 99 spirit, which is max spirit, basically. So, yeah, he won't be, all his white magic casting should go through, so. And we'll get like a third competent attacker with him, so. Because the Maxine is a much better attacking sword than the than the cat claw that he's using, that other knife. So he'll go back to his sword and knife combo. There it is, the Maxine. The Maxine also has another interesting property. You can use it in battle to cast Haste 11 on every character in your party. So that's good. The Yoichi bow there, he also has that equipped because that can cast the Berserk spell on everybody when uses an item in battle. It casts Berserk 3. So one level lower than what Maxine's Berserk spell is at, but still it targets everybody in the party. So that's a pretty nice bonus there. So there we go. Fess can see how much better he is at attacking now that he has the Maxine equipped. Look. And there goes the flower. And let's go get that last treasure chest up there. We're gonna run into an old enemy of ours. So, who's coming back for vengeance. He will be the weakest of the 4 guardians, though. So he's quite easy. So he probably should have just avoided coming back for revenge. So while you're waiting for this battle to conclude, think back to our old foes and who might be returning. Yeah, the Emperor is not the only one who's going to be coming back from the dead to get a second swing at our party. So, although the Emperor will be much more effective in his rebirth. So, let's see who we got. Yeah. We get a Genji gauntlet. And we get Zombie Borgin, our old friend from the Ice Cave, the Duke who betrayed Finn and became a general in the army. So, interesting thing about Zombie Borgin is, he's also he's the only character that's included in the Soul of Rebirth, the bonus content in the Game Boy Advance remake for this. He's in that extra bonus scenario too, so he's in the afterlife there, so you get to fight him in life, then you get to fight him in death in the regular scenario, and then you get to fight him in the afterlife in the bonus scenario. So he's not much tougher in that one either, mainly because since he's a zombie, he's weak to fire, and he has less hit points than the other lieutenants, so, you know, where they had 5,000 and 7,000, he only has 2,500, and the weakness to fire really just makes him a pushover, so. Can't use the warp spell, because that would take us back to the Mazmune door, so we have to hoof it back this way, and we're going to hoof it over to door number 3. Where we jumped in real quickly to get that ribbon on our first kind of run through here. But now we'll actually be heading deeper in that passageway, because that is the way to go to meet up with the Emperor, who, like Borgin there, has been resurrected from the dead. But unlike Borgin, he will not be considered undead, and which of course makes us susceptible to blood swords, which we will not be using. But it does mean, since he's not undead, he will not have any elemental weaknesses, so. Well, that's it for this episode. Come back in our next episode where we continue to explore the castle. Take care, have a good day. Bye.